up, the government shutdown has begun as Congress repeatedly failed to find an agreement to keep the government funded by Wednesday's deadline. How lawmakers are scrambling to find a solution. Then we have details on a story we have been following very closely. KTSM obtaining court documents that go into detail on the Eastlake High School head football coach Ruben Rodriguez's arrest, and how Socorro ISD is responding. And we had some chilly weather this morning. What else is in store, Robert?
Well, the afternoons certainly aren't chilly. In fact, we're about to hit our warmest day of the week tomorrow. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM 9+, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to KTSM 9+, our digital newscast. I'm Christina Rada. Monica has the day off. We have new details on the arrest of an SISD high school football coach. Well, new court documents obtained by KTSM shed light on the arrest of Eastlake High School head football coach Ruben Rodriguez. Now, he's accused of physically assaulting his girlfriend. Some of the details may be disturbing for some of our viewers. Now, the documents show officers responded to a home on Doncaster Street on Sunday. Officers met with the victim, who told police an argument between the two quickly escalated. According to the documents, Rodriguez pulled the victim by her hair and dragged her down the floor, then allegedly proceeded to punch the victim and choke her. Rodriguez told police he was asleep and didn't know how the victim sustained her injuries. Rodriguez was arrested and charged with assault of a family by impeding breath circulation. Now, he was booked under a $40,000 bond and was released from the El Paso County downtown jail that very same day. As we first told you on KTSM.com, Socorro ISD sent a statement to KTSM saying, quote, Socorro ISD is aware of the arrest of an employee. The district does not comment on personnel matters. Appropriate steps are being taken in accordance with district policy, and we remain focused on supporting our students and schools, end quotes. It is currently unclear what is next for Rodriguez, who has served as Eastlake's head varsity football coach since 2019. Now to an update. A 29-year-old man is behind bars for shooting another man yesterday in South-Central El Paso. This is Alan Guillermo Torres. El Paso police say he was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon with no bond. According to police, the incident happened shortly after 1 p.m. on Tuesday. Officers responded to the area of Newman and McGoffin to reports of shots fired. Officers were later notified that a 38-year-old victim was at a local hospital with a gunshot wound, and after further investigation, officers arrested Torres. Now from our D.C. newsroom, the U.S. government officially shut down at midnight after Congress and the White House failed to reach an agreement on how to extend federal funding. This after Republicans and Democrats are still deadlocked on how to move forward. While Washington correspondent Rashad Hudson has more.
Lawmakers tried and failed to pass a Democratic and Republican bill to reopen the government. Neither had the needed support to move forward. For the first time in nearly 7 years, the federal government is shut down without a clear end in sight.
We need to reopen the government. Let's fix America's problems. Let's work together to solve them.
Both sides are pointing the finger over who's to blame.
Well, it ends when the Senate Democrats pick this bill up, passed by the House of Representatives, and vote for it.
Senators rejected a GOP and a Democratic bill to fund the government.
Democrats want to avert this crisis, but Republicans tried to bully us, and it's clear they can't.
At the center of the fight, whether to extend health care tax credits under the Affordable Care Act. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman was one of the few Democrats who broke ranks and sided with Republicans.
I absolutely think we should reconsider some of extending these tax credits, but we shouldn't be shutting the government down.
I caught up with Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville about the shutdown.
Most people are going to be working. Nobody's going to see any cut in their entitlement checks. At the end of the day, really nothing happens when you have a so-called government shutdown.
But Democrats insist the stakes are high.
The moms that I've been talking to are so scared they may not be able to get the Medicaid funding they need.
President Trump has warned that the shutdown could lead to layoffs and cuts to programs that don't align with his priorities. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
All right, well, today, Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz releasing a statement following the shutdown, blaming Democrats in quote. Senator Schumer and the Democrats have made it clear that they intend to shut down the federal government. Their demands include taxpayer-funded health care for illegal aliens and a reversal of the Republican reforms blocking handouts to able-bodied adults who refuse to work. Americans voted for change under President Trump and a Republican Congress. We should not allow the Democrats' efforts to succeed, end quote. Meanwhile, Democratic Congresswoman Veronica Escobar addressed this yesterday, how the shutdown would affect the judicial branch, writing in part, quote, all judiciary employees would report to work on October 1st, 2025. The statement goes on to say judiciary operations would continue using court fees and other available balances through Friday, October 3rd. We will continue to assess available fees and balances after fiscal year 2025 closes to determine if normal operations can be sustained beyond that date, end quote. KTSM 9 News reporter Tirsa Ortiz explores how the government shutdown could affect El Pasoans. More on that is coming up at 5 o'clock. And you can stay up to date with the latest by visiting KTSM.com. We're going to take a quick look from our break from our headlines with a look at our forecast. It is so beautiful outside. Robert, I'm not complaining. It was like 90s, 80s, I don't even know, but it was nice outside.
I know we can find a complaint somewhere in this building. It was a little chilly.
Not from me.
Not from you. Okay, you like the chilly mornings.
Yes, I do.
Yes, it was 66 at the airport this morning, so that feels good. Not very fall-like, though, by the afternoon. It's a little warm. 90 degrees is the temperature right now at the airport. Winds not moving. 48 the dew point. Knew that those dew point temperatures would come down. Our relative humidity coming down as well. Right now in Las Cruces, 86 degrees. Now, you do have to admit, with the light winds and the sunshine, even though it's a little on the warm side, what a beautiful fall-like day. Here are the other high temperatures so far. These are not official. 91 for Juarez, 87 Deming, 86 Alamogordo, 75 for Ruidosa. Satellite radar composite. Oh, we have one or two clouds out there, but those clouds will basically fade away for another clear, nearly perfect night. Tomorrow will be our warmest day, going up to 92 degrees as we continue the 90s well into the weekend. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We'll talk about the next chance of showers coming up in just a little bit. Christina.
Robert, thank you so much. We're going to take a look at our traffic alert right now. It is 4:08 at I-10 and Executive, where I-10 East and West, you see traffic moving very smoothly. No crashes to report, thankfully. I-10 and US 54, same exact signs that we are seeing on the other side of town, where the Spaghetti Bowl is still looking pretty smooth as well. Be careful as you head out the door. And coming up, changes to SNAP benefits take effect today under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. We go over those changes and your thoughts in today's In the Comments segment. Thanks for watching KTSM 9 Plus. Always
2026 Passport Trail Sport for $459 a month. Shop our large selection at 1490 Leach.
Welcome back. And today's in the comments segment. Starting today, changes to SNAP benefits will take effect under the One Big Beautiful Act. Federal officials say the reforms are aimed at cutting costs, but food banks in New Mexico and across the state line in Texas are warning the impact could be immediate, with more families lining up at their doors. The new law expands work requirements for able-bodied adults without dependents, limits certain state waivers that previously allowed exemptions, and places caps on how future benefit increases are calculated. Seniors, people with disabilities, and most households with children will continue to qualify under current rules. Local food banks say these changes could have rippling effects through their pantries. Now, you can read more on this story by visiting KTSM.com. We shared this story to our social media accounts, and many of you had some thoughts that you wanted to share. We're going to begin with Cruz Lori, who writes, many who go there have an income with married status and two-income job home. It should be only for true needs. Many in Texas do not put their married status on applications. Meanwhile, Mary Celeste Carvajal writes, my experience with food banks was a lot of carb-like foods, starchy vegetables, expired food, or random food that you can't really incorporate into a meal. And Priscilla Bernal shares, I applied for SNAP here in Texas just to see how much I get, and a whopping $7. That's what she got. LOL, what can you really buy with that nowadays? Good question. Well, here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you are following us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through our comments. Up next, some people living in North Texas neighborhoods are unhappy after a neighbor decked out his home for Halloween. We'll tell you why. This is KTSM 9+.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Well, it certainly doesn't feel like Halloween kind of weather yet.
True that. But it is 30 days
Yes.
to Halloween. Are you ready for this? Christy and I have dressed my family up for the last, gosh, how many years is it? This is the first one we did. It was Halloween of 2009.
Oh my goodness.
And we were the Addams family. And my mom taught me how to make costumes. You don't have to spend money.
Not.
Oh yeah, it's all made. And Goodwill, we go to Goodwill and buy stuff, get a little, buy a little
Make
makeup.
it fun.
Yeah, make it fun. You should do that. And my mom's rule was, if it looks good in a picture, then it's good enough for Halloween.
Now, I assume you went trick-or-treating all together, right? Or no?
Yes. However, this is for Dad, so my kids were allowed to have their costume for going out. They didn't have to do my family costume.
Yeah, I was going to say they might complain.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Kids will not complain, suggest to their parents politely. All right, look at this beautiful fall weather up in Ruidoso right now. There's a live shot and the temperature is 73 degrees. We've got sunshine, dew point 46, 38% relative humidity. High temperatures so far today, 88 at the pass, 86 Alamogordo, 83 TRC. We've been at 90 and 91 for Juarez. Look at the satellite radar composite. Now, we talked about a little mini heat wave that would hit us this week into the weekend ahead. So we're going to stay in those 90s for several days to come. What about clouds? Oh yeah, we could see an occasional cloud here or there. Nothing major for us. Let's get you a tropical weather update. Hurricane Imelda, Category 2, but thankfully still on a trajectory, taking it away from the U.S. coastline out into the open waters of the Atlantic. Here are the temperatures in your neighborhood right now. Beautiful night. Gosh, the mornings are perfect. Clear skies, nice and cool. It was 66 this morning at the airport, 50s in New Mexico. And of course, we do warm up, but even though we're a little warm in the afternoon, above normal, you can feel that sun moving away. It's getting tired as October exerts itself. Here is your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. Should be the warmest day with a high of 92 degrees. Southeast breezes will be at 5 to 15 miles per hour. And once again, an occasional cloud with a lot of sunshine. Allergy-wise, bad news, 12s across the board for the next 3 days. Here are your low temperatures tonight. 57 for Alamogordo, 51 Ruidoso, 45 Cloudcroft, 59 TRC, and 55 for Deming. High temperatures tomorrow. 88 Alamogordo, 85 Silver City, 94 Deming, 93 for Juarez, and 92 for Van Horn. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, 58 degrees, your low temperature, clear skies, light winds. So good, enjoy. Tomorrow, another gorgeous day. We're going to add a few degrees as we make it up to about 90. Should be the warmest day for you before we slowly pull down a little bit for Friday and Saturday. 65 low temperature tonight at the International Airport, and then for us tomorrow, 92 degrees. Now, only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. A lot of sunshine in our future. On Friday, sunny and breezy with a high of 90, partly cloudy, winds to about 30-35 miles per hour in the afternoon. On Saturday, also warm 90, 89 Sunday, 88 for both Monday and Tuesday. I see additional cloud cover coming in Wednesday and Thursday, and we'll see a chance of showers. That's long-range data for Friday. Don't go anywhere. More KTSM 9 News coming up.
844-796-0081.
I'm Andy Morgan. You're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Welcome back. Well, the spooky season is officially underway and the Asylum Haunted attraction is coming to Western Playland this year. The amusement park will bring the first Hollywood Horror Nights type of production featuring the attraction. Now, the Asylum promises to bring an experience like no other in the El Paso Sunland Park area, and they warn once the sun goes down, they will come out. The attraction opens tomorrow. Some people living in North Texas in a neighborhood are pretty unhappy after a neighbor decked out his home for Halloween. They're concerned about the traffic nightmare after they experienced gridlock on their street during last Christmas. Maria Guerrero has the story.
Who could forget the Preston Hollow Mansion? Bravo! That became a viral sensation for its Christmas light display. Well, the homeowners are at it again, this time for All Hallows Eve. I knew it! Ah! From a surprise drive-by for fans of all things spooky.
Oh my God, there's a giant shark back there. I didn't see that. They're dropping the address and TikTok comments. And so I found it that way, and we just showed up, and I didn't know if we could, like, get out, walk around. I didn't know. They just call it the famous Halloween house.
Crowds are already gathering at this large estate along Deloche Avenue, crammed with eerie, playful fright.
Amazing.
Many are back to the house, made famous on TikTok for its brilliant Christmas light display.
We saw these lights, Christmas lights that they had last year, so we just thought that, you know, maybe they might have something for Halloween, and they went crazy. It looks good. It looks good.
It did look familiar, and I was like, okay, well, it might be the same house. So I was like, okay, let me just go by and look at it myself.
And that's what became a big concern over Christmas. Traffic was tied up. Some people left trash. Others trampled these perfectly manicured lawns.
Well, there are a lot of people who are fresh off the impact of the Christmas display and have not forgotten the disruption it caused to their street.
It cost the city over $25,000 to have police handle the traffic and complaints. Fearing a repeat, Councilmember Gay Donis Willis says she'll be bringing the issue back to the Quality of Life Committee in October, seeking stronger regulations.
So that we can discuss places in the code that we can strengthen, such as most people don't have commercial grade holiday displays in the middle of their neighborhood, drawing what social media brings to the table, which is a tremendous amount of people.
Some neighbors say they get the allure and have just one request of visitors.
Last year when we'd walk, we'd see where people would leave diapers and trash. Like if they would at least be respectful, that's great. But honestly, we look forward every year to walking around here and checking out what they've done.
Well, that was Maria Guerrero reporting. Don't go anywhere. We have another half hour of news and weather coming up.
for a chance to win a $5,000 reward. Log on to the KTSM.com contest page to find out.
Welcome back to KTSM 9 News, first at 4. The U.S. federal government officially shut down last night, leaving thousands of non-essential federal employees across the country without pay. According to the Federal Reserve, Texas has over 224,000 federal employees, many of whom are bracing for a long shutdown after the last shutdown in 2018 lasted for 35 days, the longest in U.S. history. State Capitol reporter Adam Schwager talked with one furloughed employee inside the VA who is frustrated with the way federal employees are being treated.
I'm not someone who works in Washington. I work in Central Texas.
On Wednesday, I talked to an employee who works in IT at the Department of Veterans Affairs. She's been furloughed. We hit her face and altered her voice because she fears she could lose her job permanently for speaking out.
I'm not the villain here, and I'm being politicized. When again, I'm really just a public servant who wants to do their job.
Right after our interview, the Hill reported Office of Management and Budget Director Russell Vogt told House Republicans layoffs will be coming in a day or two.
When they can't do their jobs, my job is at risk? Tell me how that means.
Federal jobs usually provide security and strong benefits.
You can be contributing to a retirement pension plan, and there can be health insurance benefits, health insurance retirement benefits.
However, these days, a federal job comes with risk. This is the fourth U.S. government shutdown since 2013, the most recent one lasting over a month. Retirement expert Nathan Fort says federal employees need to prepare for the uncertainty.
That means having emergency funds, having savings, having some liquid investments you could fall back on if you have to, kind of get your spending under control.
The VA employee says she's one of the lucky ones with savings and a spouse to help weather the storm. However, if this shutdown goes as long as the last one...
How long can I go? Maybe 30 days. Past that, I have credit cards.
In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
In case you missed it, smaller family-owned dealerships are bearing the brunt of the new Texas law, House Bill 718, banning the use of temporary paper license plates issued by car dealerships. Now, the law is requiring permanent metal plates to be issued at the time of vehicle sale. We first told you about the issues local dealers have been having since the law went into effect in July during an exclusive interview with El Paso County Judge Richard Samaniego last week. The change addresses concerns about the fraudulent use of paper tags, but requires dealerships to now use an online system to process title and registration applications, creating a weeks, sometimes months-long backlog on permit transactions. So Jesus Baltazar is going to file this report for us.
It's over 45 years, and it's so many changes. It's never been changed like this.
Garda explains that most small car dealers in El Paso use floor planning financing, a method of borrowing short-term loans, allowing them to buy vehicles in their inventory, put them on display for customers, and sell them. However, since the new state law went into effect, Garda says they've been having problems when they sell a car, as they have to pay off their loan on a sold car within 10 days. But he says they no longer have the liquid cash on hand as they used to, due to the backlog on vehicle registrations.
For us to collect a check from the bank, we have to have the registration in our hand. We go and collect it from the banks. I have like 10 deals right now that I can't collect. I have dealers that are bigger than me. They have 60, 65 deals. They cannot collect on that.
In a statement last week, El Paso County blaming the backlog on the tax assessor collector failing to prepare dealerships in El Paso to use the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles web dealer online system to process vehicle registrations. But Gardea believes it has more to do with a lack of staffing.
Most of the dealers are prepared. There's a lot of backlog because the county can't handle the amount of deals that they're working.
Gardea says there's only a handful of title clerks working through a backlog of thousands of registrations.
Since they're so behind, if you make a mistake, they put it back on the bottom, and you have to wait another 5,000 registrations before your deal goes back. So that's why it's taking so long.
Well, that was is Jesus Baltazar reporting. Cardea also adds that the county is no longer allowing them to process the registrations with private title clerks. You can read more on this story by visiting KTSM.com. In community news now, the Parkinson's and Movement Disorder Alliance is inviting you to join a live discussion on the subject of Parkinson's disease. Hosting the event will be neurologist, researcher, and public health advocate Dr. Ray Dorsey. He says he's working to end Parkinson's disease by addressing its root causes. He will be the guest speaker at the Queen of Peace Catholic Church in West El Paso on Sunday, October 5th. Now, you must register to save your spot. And for much more, you can visit our website at KTSM.com. We're going to switch gears now from news to a look outside. Beautiful day and even more beautiful morning. Robert, I have to tell you, I had my coffee. It was cool outside. It was wonderful. And then now it's like, what, 90s?
Yeah, something like that. You drink coffee too in the morning?
I do, like 2 cups.
2?
Depends on what kind of day I think I'm going to have.
Oh, my son brought over this machine where the thing grinds up the coffee grounds, and then you put it in, and it's like a Keurig, but without the little cup.
You have to do it.
It's all right. It's delicious. Oh, okay. Back to the heat. 90 is the temperature right now at the airport. We've got a dew point of 48, 24% relative humidity in Las Cruces, 86 degrees. I suspect you're going to join the 90s club tomorrow. Thursday should be our warmest day of the week. Unofficial high temperatures so far: 91 Juarez, 87 Van Horn, 86 Alamogordo, 83 TRC, and 87 for Deming. Satellite radar composite, very dry. This is very typical of October to get into these very dry spells. Now, I do see long range, a little bit of cloud cover and moisture coming in maybe by the end of next week. But until then, on we go with the sunshine and 90s. I'm going to have your detailed 9-day forecast coming up in just a little bit. Christina.
Hey mom, dads, tios and tias, even grandma and grandpa, are you ready for some Disney magic? The El Paso County Coliseum hosts Disney on Ice in October, including Friday the 3rd until Sunday the 5th. Tickets start at $29, so put on those Mickey ears and just go. Get ready for some awesome sounds of the Mariachi Los Camperos. They'll be at the El Paso Border Folk Festival, taking place Friday the 3rd, starting at 7 p.m. at the El Paso Convention Center. Don't forget your charo boots and sombrero. Now let's take a trip to the land of enchantment. New Mexico has so much to offer, and it's only an hour away. How about a ride to Mesilla Valley Plaza? It's a quaint spot and a great place for jazz and blues fiesta. Head on over on Friday the 3rd at 5 p.m., Saturday at noon, or Sunday from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m. Now, it's a must-see, or in this case, a must-hear. If you're a beginner or expert artist, the Photo Fiesta may be just for you. It starts with a walk on Saturday the 4th. It runs all month long, including photography workshops. And this next one is for kids and adults of all ages, all in October, the scariest month of the year. Reach out to Las Cruces libraries for the Spooky Challenge. Get ready for terrifying cinema and hair-raising stories. You could walk away with the most frightening winner of all. And if hitting the trails is your thing, then how about a 3-mile trek on Dripping Springs Trail? Friday the 3rd is the day for this fall season's hike. Registration is online at lascruces.gov/play. Now, for links to information on these events and so much more, head on over to KTSM.com or on Facebook at KTSM 9 News. Every Thursday for my weekly Que Pasa segment, you'll find everything you need to have a fantastic weekend. Coming up in today's In the Comments segment, we hear what you had to say regarding the government shutdown after Congress failed to find a funding deal. Thank you for watching KTSM 9 News First at 4, putting local first.
SR5 for $249 a month. Fall in love with a new Toyota at 6330 Montana today.
I'm Isela Casas. You're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Welcome back. Now to the chaos being caused by Humberto and Melda, the twin hurricanes, thankfully staying offshore but churning up destructive surf along the east coast that swallowed up several homes. Jesse Kirch has the latest.
This dramatic video from North Carolina's Outer Banks. Beachfront homes reduced to rubble. Churning surf from hurricanes Imelda and Humberto causing at least 5 houses to collapse on this barrier island. Fortunately, all of them were unoccupied at the time. Although the twin storms won't make U.S. landfall, they continue wreaking havoc in the Atlantic Ocean, producing dangerous waves and rip currents along the East Coast. Communities from Florida to the Carolinas had been preparing for the worst.
The storm way off the coast can still bring those rip currents and those strong tides and really affect our beach system and our dune system.
As the hurricanes track toward Bermuda, officials are warning that more beachfront structures are in danger of collapse. The 5 homes lost Tuesday are just the latest to disappear along the North Carolina shore. 17 homes have crumbled into the ocean since 2020. This morning, officials cleaning up debris and urging caution as even more dangerous swells are expected in the days ahead.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Now that is just terrible to watch, but I really want to know, is it possible? It's possible, but how common is it to have 2 hurricanes at the same time?
Common to have them at the same time. Very uncommon to have them within 1,000 miles of each other. They were very, very close, and that was what was so strange. There's the Fujiwara rule, which is what happens to hurricanes if they come within 900 miles of each other. How on occasion they can blend
into one
big supercell type hurricane, which I've never witnessed in my life and don't want to. Thank you so much. And if you go to my social media, you'll find out about an asteroid that has a 4% chance of hitting the moon. So we hope you're enjoying KTSM and the 4 o'clock hour. All right, let's have some fun, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, here was Costumes 2014, if my memory serves right. Do you see the logo on there?
You know, is this, I think I know what this is. It's not the movie Catch Me If You Can.
It is.
It is.
You got it. That's it.
I concur.
That is.
Doctor,
we made little Pan Am. Pan Am no longer exists, but and then we went to the airport. The jet is real, but it's not ours. Okay, yeah, 30 days to Halloween. Hey, what a nice warm October day. 90 degrees so far at the airport, 91 Juarez, 87 Van Horn, 88 at the Pass, 83 TRC, and 86 Alamogordo. Let's compare to other towns in the Southwest. Phoenix 96, 90 Dallas, 95 Austin, 90 up in Amarillo, but a cool 78 so far for Albuquerque. A look at the satellite radar composite. What's going on? Well, we have a mild ridge of high pressure that is built up. It actually reaches its maximum tomorrow, so I'm popping that high temperature up to about 92 degrees, 93 for Juarez, so it should be our warmest day. Of course, we just saw that story on the twin major hurricanes. Thankfully, their trajectories are taking them out into the cooler northern portion of the Atlantic out there, away from the U.S. coastline. And with watching those homes collapse, imagine what we could have received had we gotten a direct hit from storms like that. Thank goodness. Here are the temperatures right now in your neighborhood. Beautiful night tonight. We're going to enjoy the clear skies. We're going to have the light winds. Man, even though the days are still warm, the nights getting very, very, very October-y, if that's a word. Here is your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. 92 the high temperature, lots of sunshine, couple of clouds, winds south-southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Your allergy forecast 12, so if you're an allergy sufferer, you know that it has not been a good year. 58 low temperature for you tonight, Las Cruces. Clear skies tomorrow. You're going to have a beautiful day. I'm nudging you up to about 90 in the afternoon. Tonight for us, 65 low temperature, a little cooler down in the valley, about 60 tonight, and then tomorrow 92 the high, which should be the warmest day of the week. Now only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. On Friday, lots of sunshine, a little breezy in the afternoon, 90 the high temperature. On Saturday, windy at times, gusts to about 30-35 miles per hour, partly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy on Sunday as the winds pull back a bit, still warm at 89. 88 both Monday and Tuesday, a little windy on Monday afternoon. We'll start to see some cloud cover come in on Wednesday and Thursday, but still on the warmer side. And then 88 by next Friday. We could see a couple of showers. Of course, that's very long-range data. Christina.
Robert, thank you so very much. All right, let's take a look at our traffic cams. It is 4:49 right now, and you can see that there is some delay heading at I-10 and Reynolds, headed west. And if you're going in that direction, you may want to think about going another way. This is typically where US 54 heads off to the right, so that may be why that traffic is stopped. I-10 East looking pretty good. All right, well, traffic looks good. That's great news, but the federal government officially entered a shutdown at midnight. Not good news. That was on Wednesday after congressional leaders were unable to reach a deal on a stopgap spending bill, leaving lawmakers grasping at straws over how to break the impasse. The shutdown became a certainty after lawmakers voted down a pair of stopgap funding packages, one a clean bill offered by Republicans, the other filled with Democratic priorities on Tuesday evening, with few discussions taking place between the party leaders to find a pathway to a deal. Well, we shared this story to our social media accounts, and many of you had some thoughts that you wanted to share. Freddie Martinez says, incredible. We could send money to Israel and Ukraine, but can't support our own country and government. It's ridiculous. Yvonne Deshay writes, Trump laying off federal workers as punishment is pure evil. And Henry Duran writes, the Democrats decided that it was more important to fund health care for illegals with our tax money than taking care of Americans first. Now, the Senate was to reconvene this morning, and vote on the continuing resolution at some point, but the chamber is expected to be dormant on Thursday due to Yom Kippur, a Jewish holiday, before returning for work on Friday and the weekend to continue voting. Here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you, so make sure you are following us on our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments section. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break. This is KTSM 9 News, first at 4.
Well, we're here today with Dr. Jesus Baeza, an obstetrician gynecologist at Del Sol Medical Center. Dr. Baeza, we're talking about prenatal care tips that every expecting mother should know. Go ahead.
Yes, prenatal care is very important for healthy pregnancy. It includes early checkups, regular visits, and that help us to monitor the baby's growth and also manage mom's symptoms and make sure that we identify problems early in pregnancy.
Talk about some of those early problems. What are some things that mothers should mention early on?
Yeah, you know, it's very important for them to communicate prior pregnancies. Recommend the patients to talk to the doctor when they feel something unusual. We also recommend for them to make questions about what is normal, what is not normal, or something, any doubts of what to expect throughout the pregnancy.
All right, doctor, thank you very much. Of course, for more information, you can always visit LasPalmasDelSolHealthcare.com to find a provider near you.
Wellness Wednesday, sponsored by Las Palmas del Sol Healthcare.
Sponsored by Subaru El Paso.
All right, our warmest day should be Thursday with a high temperature of 92 degrees. Then on Friday, a little breezy but sunny and 90. 90s follow us into the weekend. Saturday, partly cloudy. Windy in the afternoon, winds to about 35 miles per hour. Partly cloudy on Sunday. Beautiful Monday and Tuesday at 88 degrees. Slightly cooler Wednesday. And if the long range data hold together, maybe a slight chance of showers by next Friday. Christina.
All right, thank you so much, Robert, and thank you for watching. That's it for me. We'll see you later today.
Hair and wardrobe provided by